Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the Tuesday NBA slate. We have 6 games tonight. It was a good day yesterday. Put up a 310 on DraftKings. FanDuel hit about 312, but DK had some nice plays in the late game with Simons, and Robert Covington did great. So let's get into today. If you want to check out the website, Twitter, Prize Picks, code, process, it's all in the description. Looking at the point guard plays tonight, as always, I don't know if I said this, but hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you have not already. Looking at the point guard plays today, you have Steph Curry, he's up to 10-7. They got Klay Thompson back. It was great to see him out there. He only played about 18-19 minutes. He's probably going to stay in that range for at least a couple of games. Curry, there's no Draymond today, so maybe more ball handling, but I would probably pass on this price tag. I'd rather get up to Jokic at center. Van Fleet's been absolutely killing it. He's been having an unbelievable week. He was Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's averaged over 30 real life points during this stretch. Had a triple double in there, getting you peripheral stats. He looks all around like a good play, even though he is very expensive. Bradley Beal's not much of a priority now that Dinwiddie is back, and Dinwiddie's back to handling the ball a bit. I like John Morant more than Bradley Beal. I probably like D'Angelo Russell, SGA, more than Bradley Beal as well. Russell's been good without Patrick Beverley. More assists for him. Beverley, I think, is probably going to be back today, which will hurt Russell a little bit, but I still think he's a good play at 8,000 just because he's not overly expensive. Beverley, on the other hand, is 53. He's questionable, so if he's out, once again, then Russell looks better. If he's in, I still like Russell, but he takes a little bit of a hit. The first guy I'm going to plug in here is a value pick, and that's Monty Morris. The Nuggets are already very short on bodies, and they don't have Will Barton, who just entered protocols. So not having Will Barton is going to be very big for a team that already doesn't have very much scoring options besides Jokic, who's just been doing everything for them all year. You're probably going to see over 30 minutes for Monty Morris. You're going to see more minutes for Campazzo off the bench, more minutes for Bones Highland, more minutes for Rivers, who should probably start today. But I think Morris does give you pretty good upside at this price tag. In mid-20s is all you need, and he does give you upside over 30, 35. Moving on to shooting guard, your pay-ups, once again, are Van Fleet. I like him more than Bradley Beal. I like him more than Zach LaVine as well, now that the Bulls are all healthy. Probably go down to Russell over those guys. I like Cade Cunningham a bit at 78. He had a really good game to upset the Jazz last night. It's a back-to-back for them, but Cade Cunningham played great. Sadiq Bey also played great, knocking down some threes. 6K range, you got to like Desmond Bane, who continues to just produce every single game. There's no Dillon Brooks, who's going to be out for at least a bit, I would say. He rolled his ankle pretty bad. But Desmond Bane has been the steal of the draft for the Grizzlies a couple years ago, and he's been making teams pay for passing him up. He's averaging 43% three-point shooting, and that is on a lot of attempts per game. He gets you very good, some peripheral stats with rebounding, assisting, some defensive stats here as well. He's a little bit too cheap. 65 is a very good price tag for him. Do you have some other good value picks here like Amir Coffey, who started, and he should probably start going forward. I think he looks good. They brought Terrence Mann off the bench. Clippers still without Paul George, so they're looking for any sort of offense they can get. And Coffey's been playing good minutes recently, but then he finally got to start and got up to 12 shots. Hitting his threes, and he's a bigger guy, so he's going to get you some rebounds as well. Small forward, it's a spot that Kyle Kuzma, fresh off of a 22 rebound game. Who would have thought Kuzma would have had a 27-22 game? But he's been very different recently. He's fine against OKC. They play no defense, so you can go to Kuzma. I probably like Kuzma slightly more than Zach LaVine, save $1,000 there. But I'm looking at like Cade Cunningham a bit at his price tag. Edwards looks good. In the 6K range, you have Morris Sr. You also have Desmond Bane, and you have Josh Hart. Those are some of the better plays. Even OG looks good at 63. Plugging in Desmond Bane right now, he's only 65. He's too cheap. It should be a good game against the Warriors. It should be a close game. If you need a value, you can go down to like Rivers, who's risky, but he's probably safe to get you at least 30 minutes today. I think Gordon looks better if you wanted a more solid option at 49. He's going to get more usage and more shots off. At power forward, looking to pay up for I guess Kuzma looks fine. DeRozan looks good as well at his range. But give me Jaren Jackson for now. 71. He's been killing it the last couple of games, really getting you a ton of blocks, 6 and 5 the last couple, which is something not super sustainable, but the minutes haven't even been that high in some of these games, but he does give you upside over like 33, 34 minutes. Hasn't done that a ton recently. Some of these games have been blowouts, and he's typically in foul trouble a lot of these games, but he's playing very well right now. They're still without some of the other players, especially like Dylan Brooks, so more shots for Jaren Jackson, and the matchup is fine against the Warriors. I think it's going to be a good game, one that you want to have some exposure with, or some exposure to. Other plays at power forward would be OG Morris Sr. in the 4 and 5K range. Looking at Aaron Gordon at his price tag. You can even go down. You can even go up to like Herb Jones at 51. And then in the 3K range, you have a couple. Jay Crowder looks good at 39. They don't have Cam Johnson, who's out, so more minutes for Crowder. Even Baisley looks good, but I think Jeff Green is going to get definitely more minutes and more shots off. Should be looking at like 30 minutes, I would say, at least. He's only $3,500, so he looks like another very good value pick on today's slate. And at center, looking to pay up for Jokic today, I am. Other plays would be Valanciunas at 85. You can see if Steven Adams is in or not. He is questionable, so if he's out, that makes Jaren Jackson look better. Some minutes at center for him. It would make like Tillman look a little bit better as well. But definitely love Jokic against the Clippers. They are already missing Will Barton, and Jokic coming off one of his worst shooting games of the year, only 8 of 21. It's been a while since he's been under like 40%. So I think he'll bounce back very easily, give you a chance for a triple-double as usual, and will probably take 25 plus shots today without Will Barton. So that's about it for the DraftKings side. A little first look at today's slate. Let's go over to FanDuel. All right, FanDuel plays, point guard options. Still like Steph Curry a little bit, but you have Van Fleet, who's been playing great. He's at a fine price tag, not like a must play at 97. You need 60 out of him, but he gives you chances to get there with the way he's been playing. You do have better price tags in the 7K range with SGA, Russell, Zach LaVine. They all look very good at their price tags. You have Cade Cunningham at only 65. He looks good at his price, and then you have like Reggie Jackson, who's cheap at 55. Those are the main plays. You can even go down to Morris at 49. But when you have some of these mispricing in the 7K range, that's probably what I'm going to try to target. So give me Russell for now at only 76. At shooting guard, looking at like Devin Booker, potentially Desmond Bane, 72 looks good as well. But it's tough to pass up on Cade Cunningham at 65. Fresh off of a great game. The price tag is still a little bit too cheap on FanDuel, I'd say. Easier to fade on DraftKings. Other picks would be in the value range here, like Gary Trent, if he's able to play at 52. You have Bledsoe, Mann, but their minutes might not be super. I mean, their minutes are still there, but they probably wouldn't see like high 30s in minutes now that Amir Coffey is starting, and he's 54 on FanDuel. Is not the best price. Small forward, Kuzma is your most expensive option. Definitely, I'd probably get to like DeRozan, Ingram over Kuzma on FanDuel. A little bit different on DraftKings, but it's still close between those three on DraftKings. Looking at the other plays in the value range here, Gary Trent looks fine. Bridges without Cam Johnson also looks appealing. And then you have some of these Toronto pieces like Scotty Barnes. If he plays, he's only 56. That looks like a very good play for a guy that contributes in all aspects of the stat sheet. Looking for a value, it's probably Jay Crowder right now at 41. Just a safe play with some upside. Toscano Anderson probably start in place of Draymond again, but he didn't play a ton of minutes. So some risk there. I'm going to plug in Crowder for now at only 41, I think. He is safe to get you at least like close to 30 minutes tonight. And without Cam Johnson, there's room for a little bit more, especially like Jeff Green being 51. He's not that appealing. Power forward, probably would pass on Siakam. Kuzma, he's fine if you wanted to get there, but I like Jaren Jackson more. I like Morris, OG Anunoby. Herb Jones gives you a lot of steal and block upside, so that's great for FanDuel. Scotty Barnes looks appealing. Those are the main priorities. And then even like Aaron Gordon, I think, looks fine. But Jaren Jackson, you're getting a lot of blocks upside and more usage without Dylan Brooks, and he's just been playing better recently, so probably want to stick with him. And then at center, Jokic continues to be at a price tag where it's tough not to like lock him in when he's only 11-4 on FanDuel. He should be like 12-5, 12-6 to make it, think about fading him. The other guy would be Valanciunas at only 79 as the other pivot, but it's probably between Jokic and Valanciunas. Nobody else really can compete with those two, besides Cat, I'd say, at the top. But that's about it for the video. Thank you for watching. You can check out Twitter for updates, check out Prize Picks if you wanted to play over there, and check out the website as well. Best of luck, and I will see you all next time.